Hey, today we're going to be roasting some art. Another project that I had going on, I had to like scroll all the way to the bottom of my Insta feed and I was like, yikes. So today we're going to explore that. All right, and we are finally at the beginning. Like I've said a bunch of times, my old art, the stuff that I used to do like post high school, right out of high school, looked very much like what I'm doing now. Like this, very reminiscent to the stuff that I'm doing right now. I just have a lot of better control over the face because this face, I mean, it basically kind of looks the same. It just looks a little bit more refined now, but this is the stuff that I was doing right out of high school. Yeah, I thought this was just like the coolest things. I'm like, one of my more recent drawings is just simple, but I like it. Oh my gosh, this looks like garbage. I have to say those eyebrows are accurate. My eyebrows are very sparse, if I do say so myself, unfortunately. In case you've never noticed before, now you do. Especially this one. Is it this one? Yeah, this one. This is the one that I have the scar in. I don't know where it came from. I've had it since I was younger, so yeah. Sparsity up in here. But yeah, I was basically using ballpoint pen and Sharpie markers at this point, and yeah, this is not cute. I mean, it's not horrible, but it's not that good. This is more of the work that I did right out of high school. This one isn't so bad. It's just that her head is entirely too big for the rest of her body. She has a big old giant head. Her head looks crazy. Other than that, I kind of like how much crosshatch shading I've done on this. So that was nice. I don't usually do that much shading now, like that intense. But yeah, her nose is a little rudimentary. The shape of her face is a little rudimentary. The hands are okay. They're not horrible. But yeah, her head is gigantic. And those eyebrows, oh my gosh. Apparently I had trouble drawing those back in the days because wow. For some reference, this is from 2015. Although I believe this is older than that. I didn't start my Insta until like way after this. Way after I had drawn this. This I believe was in 2010, 11, 12-ish. Somewhere around there. The time that I actually drew that. This girl. Okay, so I was into the galaxy stuff, obviously. The horns look fine to me. Her face, I don't mind that I did it like in this botchy style, but those planets. Oh my god, how rudimentary are those? They're like hanging on these white strings that disappear into nothing, might I add. Some of them, they don't even disappear into nothing. They just kind of smoosh into the black of the outline. So yeah, not my greatest work, but it'd be interesting to redo this one. I might have to revisit this. And then this was my attempt. This was like back when everyone was doing those highlights with not the ballpoint pens, with the, what do you call them, the Sakura gel pens. And so I was like, I want to do that, but obviously I didn't have that at the time. So I used colored pencils, and you can like see it in her mouth and her nose and on top of her eyelid. Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing. So yeah, not. Oh god, this. All right, so if we. What the heck was I doing? This is way after the ballpoint pen drawings that I was doing. Okay, so just keep in mind that this is after all of that. And yeah, I don't know what I was doing. I guess this is the beginnings of my style where I was like doing the hair in a color, even though now I do black hair mostly. I was doing the hair in a color. I was doing some features in a color, but the skin was just the color of the paper. So this is like the beginnings of the style that I have now. But oh my god, her neck is so long. Her neck is so long and her head is so short. Why is her head like a baby? And that nose, oh my god, I look like I'm 5 years old. Who draws noses like that? I was going for like a semi-realistic type of look. That nose is not semi-realistic at all. Oh my god. Also, she looks like a skeleton. Why is she so thin? Why is she so skinny? Yeah, this was not my greatest attempt. I like the galaxy. I do think the galaxy is nice. It didn't clear up the way it was supposed to, but I do think the galaxy is nice. I enjoy that. I miss doing galaxy in my art, but everything else is garbage. Oh my gosh. Look at this. I only had bots commenting on my stuff. That's how horrible it was. And I answered one of them. Clearly I didn't know what I was doing. This was more the beginnings of my style where like the body is not in any color. The hair is done, the lips, the eyes, all that, but everything else is not done. This is another one where her head is entirely too big for her body. Her head is humongous. I do like the galaxy hair. I'm gonna have to get back into that because I enjoy doing galaxy a lot. But yeah, homegirl looks crazy. Her eyes are humongous. Her nose is rudimentary. Her lips are rudimentary. The shoulder, everything about it, rudimentary. Garbage. Throw throw it out. The hair is really cute though. If I do say so myself. This one is not so bad, but her eyes are humongous. Whose eyes are that big compared to the rest of their head? Oh my God, her eyes are huge. I mean, if that's the style I was going for, like, I guess, but I don't think I was going for that style. I think her head is just humongous, and I mean, her eyes are just humongous. So yeah, but this is like the beginnings of my current style. You can see it getting there, you know, you can see it growing. Oh God, I forgot about this. I did redo this. Okay, I'm gonna let you know right now. I redid this, and it looks great, and it looks 1,000 times better than this. But yeah, I don't really know what to say about this. Her head is too small. Her chin is too thin. Her mouth is too low. Her nose is too low. Her neck is too thin, and it's just that god-awful neck shape, you know, the one. Her collarbone is not in the right place. Doesn't look like, no, they look wrong. That looks not correct. The galaxy is okay-ish. That outline, why did I do that? That outline is not cute. The paint application on the mouth just sucks. Look at that nose. Oh my God. I was like nose 101 with this stuff. Like not cute at all. Yeah, really not cute. Apparently people liked it though. I got some comments on it, so I guess. But yeah, this was not my greatest attempt at doing art. For some reason, I forgot how to art altogether around this time. I don't know what was wrong with me during this time. What year was this? 2016? In 2016, I forgot how to art. Cute. Oh God. I think this was my first ever art YouTube video. I think I drew this. I think I drew Glance. This was the very first speed paint type thing that I did. I think I just put it over music. It was the first time I made a YouTube video with art, and it just, oh my God. So her face is all out of whack. Obviously, her nose is crooked. Her lips are crooked. Her face is crooked. Everything about this is crooked. I don't know what's going on with that whole shoulder piece right there. Something's wrong there. Something doesn't look right. Her eyes, I mean, she's an alien, so her eyes are kind of big, but this was the start of my bald aliens, and this was not a good start. I like my bald flower count aliens. I think they're cute, but this wasn't good. It's not good at all. Yeah, her face looks twisted. She just looks like her features are about to fall off. And what is going on with the nose line? How do I have a nostril right there and then the crease? That doesn't even make any sense. Why is her face so crooked? I don't know why I did that. This was on a larger piece of paper, so I couldn't stick it in the scanner either. But it's not like humongous. It wasn't like 18 by 24. I think it was like 11 by 17, something like that. So yeah, I should have done better than that. Especially that was in 2017. That wasn't that long ago. So yeah, I really don't know what was going on. I think the thing is, I think I was stopped using references at this point. So I think at this point I was just like making stuff up, and clearly I didn't know what I was doing. This is it's not that bad. It was my logo for a while, so I don't mind it too much, but yeah, it is what it is. The nose is, oh my gosh, I mean, I'm still not like that good at drawing noses, but like these noses that I were doing. First of all, it's crooked. Let's just get that out the way. It's crooked, 100%. Second of all, it's so rudimentary. It's like cartoon nose 101. Why was I doing this? I don't know. Why did I think noses look like that? Also, that top eye is unfortunate. Whose eye is shaped like that? Oh my gosh, what was I doing? The flowers look nice though, I gotta say the flowers look pretty cool. I think this is like the first time I like seriously drew flowers ever in my life, so, you know, very nice. This was a Dollar Tree art supplies challenge, so we're not even going to talk about that. Like I said, this was my logo for a little while, so that's what it looks like. This was the first time I'd ever used markers, so I'm going to go easy on myself. I'd never used markers before. I think it's cute still. I don't hate this one. It's done more cartoony, so the cartoon nose works. So I'm going to just leave it at that. We're going to leave that there. But this, I had a very hard time drawing 3/4 views, clearly. She's not as crooked as Glances, so win for there, okay? Win-win. She's not as crooked as Glances. She doesn't have any eyelashes. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, because she's an alien, but her ear is entirely too small, which I know wasn't on purpose. Her face shape, like the lips right here, are too close to the edge, which I still have an issue with. Oh my god, I still do that. I still put the lips way too close to the edge when I draw someone at 3/4 views, so I can't even say anything because I still do that. But her face just looks odd. I know she's an alien, but it looks off. Something looks wrong with it. This is just unfortunate is all I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna go with unfortunate. It's not terrible, but it's also not good, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. We're gonna hate this one. So it's not terrible. I don't know where her eyelashes are. I don't know what was up with me and eyelashes. Like I forgot to draw them on like half the things I did. This was the first ever mermaid I participated in. I only did one drawing, which is what I typically do. I do one for mermaid and then that's it. But yeah, the first mermaid I did. Not terrible. It doesn't look like water. It looks like she's peering over a rock. I know this was supposed to be water, and I know that's supposed to be her reflection in the water. So not great, but you know, not terrible. This was like when I started to get more into my style. I still kind of like this. I might get back into my ink washes because they were kind of cool. It was like this whole grayscale look. But yeah, still like this one. I don't think it's terrible. She doesn't have any eyelashes again. I don't know what was wrong with me. Her eyebrows are very unfortunate. But you know what? We're going to ignore it because at least she doesn't have that rudimentary nose. Feeling is still one of my favorites. I can't say anything bad about it because it's freaking adorable. So I know there's things wrong with it, but I'm not going to mention them because I still like it. Oh God, can we unsee this? Yeah, I don't know what I was doing. Her eyes are humongous, which seems to be a problem I was having. Her lips are crooked. Apparently I don't know how to draw straight. Her nose is crooked. That shadow right there is absolutely not in the right spot. 100% not correct. Her eyelashes are unfortunate. I mean, I gave her some at least this time, but you know, unfortunate. And I like the golden outline, but that's about it. Her hair is unfortunate. Her shirt is unfortunate. Everything about it is not good. You know what? The position of her body is not bad. I'll give it that. But everything else, throw it away. This is just something that's drawn in my book of shadows. So we're gonna scooch right on past this, cause yeah. This was another video I did. This was back when I was doing short stories still, which I might still do from time to time. But there was a short story that went along with this on one of my early days on my channel. And yeah, I shouldn't have done her neck that solid color because it looks completely separate from her face. I was trying to give it shadows and I went a little bit too far. Her head is crooked 100%. This side of the face is way fatter than this side. Her chin is too pointy. I think something's off with it. I don't know why I drew her ears in complete shadow. Her hair is lopsided. Her eyes are too big. Her eyebrows are too close to her eyes. Need I go on? Need I say more? She looks like she's wearing, I don't know, like shredded cheese or something. What is that outfit? I know it's supposed to be like a tunic because she was like born in the forest and all of that. If you care about the story, watch the video, whatever. But yeah, that tunic thing has got to go. Not cute at all. And look at those baby hairs. A failure. This was when I started to get into color, and it's not horrible, but that arm, every time I look at that arm, I'm like, oh, she's definitely an alien, all right. Like, look at that arm. Yikes. I don't know if I did that on purpose. I can't remember if I purposely made her like super thin in the arms because that's like alien-esque. I don't know. If I did do it on purpose, that is unfortunate because that looks like a noodle. Gosh, that looks crazy. Her face looks cute though. I actually like her face, surprisingly. I kind of like the way it looks. I don't think it looks bad. So yeah, she's an alien, so her features are going to be big, but like they're too big for me for this, I think. Like her eyes are too big for her head. I believe her hair isn't dark enough. I wish I had done her hair black. Other than that, her neck is that weird, unfortunate shape, and I still have problems drawing torsos or whatnot. Anything below the neck, I still have an issue drawing, so we're gonna leave that there. As you can see, anything below the neck, I was like, I'm hiding this. I actually redid this. This is circle, circle, dot, dot. Now I got my cootie shots. I ended up redoing this later on, and it turned out really well. I think I even did a video for this redo, but I don't hate this one. I know there's a lot of issues with it. I realize that. I know it. Trust me. I know. I see them. I see the jaw. I see the head. I see the neck. I see the neck. I see it. Okay, thank you. I see it. I see the rudimentary nose again, which I just continue to do over and over again. I see that the hair looks like it's not even attached to her head because these bows are not in the right spot at all. But I still like it. And I see that she doesn't have any eyelashes, but that's okay. I still like it. My sister calls this one Justin Bieber. We're just going to leave it at that and keep it moving. This one I called a lady for a while, and my sister's like, that's a guy. And then I looked and I was like, that is a guy. So, yeah, that's what happened with that. This was the very first Inktober I ever participated in. I'm gonna go to the ones that are like really ugly. So I started off really, 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 really bad This fairy is like the most unfortunate thing I've ever seen in my life, especially considering the fact that I drew fairies for a good portion of high school, like a very good portion of high school. I loved drawing fairies and I drew them all the freaking time, so I should have done better than that. That is unfortunate. Yeah, that should not be a thing that's happening. Other than that, this Inktober wasn't terrible. I don't like my harpy. She looks like a clown. She was supposed to look like a harpy because the word was screech, but she looks like a clown, so she looks like Ronald McDonald's little sister. The rest of these aren't terrible. I definitely copped out for this one because, like, what the heck is this? But we're moving on. Why I was putting everything in circles at this time. Yes, my own personal page has circle photos, but like the art page, it was unnecessary. I don't know why I did that. I was clearly losing my mind. This is just ugly. It's just ugly. That just is what it is. It's ugly. Her eyes are too big. Her nose is too small. That leaf looks stupid over her mouth. That eye looks dumb on her neck. Everything looks dumb. Everything looks dumb. So we're just going to leave it at that. And she doesn't have any eyelashes. Oh my God, me and the eyelashes. And we have my current avatar. I still kind of like this one. I think it's cute. Yes, there's things that's wrong about it. The nose is crooked. The mouth is crooked. I have that same rudimentary nose. But other than that, I kind of like it. I think it's cute. Obviously, I do because it's my logo. And it's also myself because at that time, I had just dyed my hair pink. I didn't particularly like this version of him that I drew. But then I drew him again. And he looked even worse. So I'm going to say I like this version. All I'm going to say is this looks like a Whoviller. And that's about it because, yeah, this was another one of those times I was like, everyone's using this highlighter and everything. I'm going to use it too. But I had paint. I still didn't have any gel pens. Any jelly rolls. So I had like all these highlights like on her lips. They look crazy on her neck. Like these highlights don't even make any sense. But I still put them in there because I was like, everyone else is doing it. I'm going to do it too. Oh my God, I hate these. I hate this. My sister really likes this one, but I hate this. And I hate the other one that goes with it, this one. Ugh, they're both so ugly. Gross. I hate them. I'm really upset about how my Mouth After Daydreaming piece turned out because I don't like it. It's very muddy. You can't really tell what's going on. I would love to redo that one. Need I even say anything? Not gonna lie, I still kind of like this style that I used to do with these like baby faces and these downward facing eyes. I think it's really cute still. This was a collab I did with someone, and I'm just gonna say it because everyone sees it. Her face is one direction, but her body is another, and her hand is another. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say because there's a multitude of other things I can say, but we're not gonna go there. That's bad enough. I just need to stop drawing fairies. Like, that's what it is. Like, I lost my fairy spark in high school. I needed to never draw them again. Ever, ever, ever. At least I knew it was a fail because I said it in there. Like, a lot of these, at the time that I did them, I was like, oh, this looks great. But this one, I was like, gross. What the heck did I do? So I knew it was a fail. I need you to tell me how ugly she is. Thank you. I know for myself. This was the second version of him that I did, and I hate it. I like the first one better. I don't know why I hate this one. He's just so red. Maybe that's what it is. He's so red. He is very red, but he's like so red. I know everyone loves this Tina drawing. I love this Tina drawing, but it has to be said. Her eyes are crooked. And no matter how much I tried to fix them, I could not fix it. So she just forever has crooked eyes. And it is what it is. If you haven't noticed before, sorry that you noticed now. Okay, so I told you guys I redid No Shade, and it looks 1,000 times better. See, let's see how much better it looks. This was the original. It looks crazy. And this is the redo. See how much better it looks? So much better. I promise I know how to draw. Told you guys I redid circle, circle, dot, dot. And then it looks better. And it does. You see? You see? I know how to draw, I promise. I kept the basic features of her. And yes, it is still that rudimentary shaped nose, but for some reason it just looks better. I don't know. It just looks better to me. Her face is crooked. That's all we're going to say. Everything about her is crooked. This eye is crooked from that eye. This eye is crooked from those two. These little eyebrow things are crooked. Her mouth is crooked. Her nose is crooked. Everything is crooked. Her ear goes into her hair. What the heck? It's just crooked. It doesn't work. I tried jazzing it up with these little triangles, but it doesn't work. Don't like it. It's just ugly. Her mouth is like unfortunate. Why is it's because the black blends in. I shouldn't have done her inside of her mouth black, but also her lips are too far over to the side. She should have more of her face right there, which I said was still an ongoing problem for me. This eyebrow is definitely crooked. It should be going downward and not upward, but you know, it is what it is. And we're at the top, and that is it. That is me semi-roasting, semi-going over my whole entire art history on my Instagram. I do have a DeviantArt, but I took off all the ugly ones already like a while ago. I redid my whole DeviantArt. I wish I wouldn't have, because it would have been so cool to go through the whole thing. But anyways, that's all. So that's all my art from start to finish. Not really. I have like so many folders from when I was in high school, from before I was in high school, from when I was a literal child. I have so many folders of it. I don't throw any of my art away ever. That might be a problem, but I just don't throw it away. I figured one day I might want it, so who knows? I don't throw it away. But yeah, that was it. Let me know which one you think is the absolute worst, which one you hate the most. I think I hate the original No Shade the most. It's so rudimentary. It's so ugly. I think that might be my favorite, not my favorite, but my least. I don't hate it. I just think it's the most not done. The most poorly executed is the word I'm looking for. I think it's the most poorly executed one out of all of them. Tell me what you think is the most poorly executed one. Oh, let me know.